All right, in this video, I wanted to cover a question that's been recently added to the Form 1040 tax return considering the purchase or sale or acquisition otherwise of virtual currency, so crypto. If you look on a Form 1040, I'm going to flip over to an example here. We have John S. taxpayer. He's a single filer. He's filing his 1040 for the 2020 tax year. And right underneath the address here, one of the first questions you see, at any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? You must answer this, right? Either yes or no. So why does the IRS have that in there? Well, the IRS has that in there because as a U.S. taxpayer, you're required to report gross income for whatever source derived, right? So that's under Section 61 of the Internal Revenue Code. You have to report all your income. So if you're buying and selling cryptocurrencies, even if you're doing it at a loss, you have gross income realized from the sale, so you have to be reporting this on your tax return. And so the IRS is adding this question because they're trying to get awareness, let you know that, hey, look, if you had anything to do with virtual currency during the year, answer this question and then figure out what you need to be reporting on your tax return in order to make sure you're compliant. So if we look at two examples here, we have John buys $65K worth of Bitcoin, sells it 3 weeks later for 58, so he has a loss of 7. Well, for John's tax return, he's got to answer the question yes, right? So he did buy and sell crypto during the year. And then he has to report the sale on Form 8949 and Schedule D, right? So the capital loss, short-term capital loss can be used to offset other capital gains. So it does make sense for John to report this because he wants to leverage the losses. Now, what about example 2 here? What if John bought the Bitcoins, 65K during June 2021, but he didn't sell it, right? So he kept it all year. Well, he still has to answer yes to that question, right? Because even though he didn't sell it, he acquired cryptocurrency during the year for a purchase price of 58. And so, if we look at the question again, it's very clear here. Did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire? It's designed as a catch-all. So if you bought cryptocurrency but you didn't sell it, you still have to answer yes to that question. But you don't have to report any sale transaction because you haven't sold it yet, right? So 8949, you're generally only reporting the disposition, so the sale or exchange of investments on those forms. If you still hold the property, there's no capital gain or loss to realize. Now, in 2019, the IRS sent over 10,000 notices to taxpayers about their potential crypto gains and losses. And so what they've done here is they figured out, well, what they did was they compelled exchanges like Coinbase to report all this on a 1099-K. And so they cross-checked that information against what was reported on tax returns, and they found that a lot of U.S. taxpayers were trading cryptocurrency through Coinbase, but not reporting any of this on their returns. Not a good thing, right? And so the IRS is starting to kind of clamp down on this to make sure that people are accurately reporting their cryptocurrency gains and losses because they are subject to tax, right? Very, very important to report all. Now, the question on page 1, in my mind, it's really designed to do two things. So the first one is it raises awareness because it gets taxpayers on notice that, hey, look, if I had any kind of trading in crypto, I've probably got to report something on my return, right? But it's also kind of designed as a perjury trap, right? Because what they're asking is you have to answer this question, yes or no. If you say no, and you did in fact trade in any cryptocurrency, acquire it, and notice it's receive as well. So like let's say if you received cryptocurrency as a gift, so if I gift money to my brother, for example, that's not taxable income to him because it's a gift. He doesn't have to do anything with his Form 1040. But if I gift him, instead of cash, if I gift him Bitcoin of $2,000, he has to answer yes to this, right? Because he received Bitcoin, not necessarily income to him, right? Because it's a gift. but he still has to report yes as the receipt of a cryptocurrency. And so the perjury trap there is designed to kind of get you twice, right? If you traded in crypto and you answered no, and then you also failed to report it on your tax return, they can argue that, well, look, you signed this tax return under penalty of perjury. You didn't answer everything correctly. You didn't report all your income, so you're in real trouble right now, right? It's a criminal offense to file a false tax return. So long answer short, be very careful with this question. If you had any kind of interaction with cryptocurrency during the year, honestly, just answer this yes, right? Unless you truly weren't in the space at all, right? If you're not in the space at all, then no is probably the appropriate answer. But if you're trading cryptocurrency, if you received that as income as part of your business, answer yes. If you received crypto as part of a gift, right? If you had a family member or friend gift you cryptocurrency, answer yes. And this applies regardless of how you're holding it. So if it's in cold storage, right? If you have a paper wallet or an electronic one, or if it's an exchange, a U.S. exchange or a non-U.S. exchange, make sure you're answering these questions truthfully. And if you are incurring gains or losses on the trading, make sure you're reporting all that on your tax return. So that covers it for this question. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. Happy to answer those, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.